Now on Good Morning Las Vegas.
Gets everybody excited because there's a lot of hooting and hollering and a lot of yelling.
All new at 5, we are getting excited about the great deals that you can find over at the county auction this weekend. You won't believe some of the items up for grabs, and we'll show you some of the great deals you can expect to get. Well, we are on a roll. The wins keep coming in for the Vegas Golden Knights, and our community continues to show their love and support for the team. And more than just a win at T-Mobile last night, one of our players also made NHL history. Boy, the record-breaking keeps happening, and some good news about the upcoming big closure this weekend. Yeah, NDOT says that it has a plan that they hope will relieve some of the bumper-to-bumper problems that we'll be seeing. So we'll have more details on that. Good morning, everyone. We're glad you're with us today. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, wind's a little bit of a nuisance again this morning when I stepped out. And let's get over to Justin Bruce to see if it's going to last the rest of the morning, rest of the day, all that good stuff.
We'll probably catch a bit of a break from the wind after the morning commute through lunchtime into the afternoon, but the day will be bookended by some nuisance breezes. We're in the 70s this morning. We'll climb into the upper 80s this afternoon, and you can't help but notice, yeah, that looks like a lot of sunshine from start to finish. Now, the steady breezes, not too bad, around 10 miles per hour, but I want to tell you that this morning, 20-25 mile per hour gusts are possible. Similar wind gusts back in the forecast late this afternoon into this evening. Coming up, we'll time out the winds or the lack thereof as we slide into the weekend. Wow. Quick check of traffic. We are problem spot free around most of the valley. We'll give you the thumbs up. This accident, Torrey Pines at Flamingo, is now in the clear. Here's the camera in that part of town. No issues there. Resort corridor drive times were green early enough. There aren't too many folks out on the road, so if you're leaving the house, no problems on the roads this morning.
Thank you, Justin. Well, this morning we are getting new glimpses into the October 1 tragedy. Metro released more than 1,000 pages of witness accounts never seen before until now. One man's account shows the shooter was working to modify his weapons at least a month before the attack. That same man says he met Stephen Paddock in the parking lot of Bass Pro Shops a month before 1 October. The witness told detectives 6 days after the massacre that he had been contacted through a back page ad where he was selling schematics for a device that makes semi-automatic rifles into automatics. The man says Paddock didn't want the schematics, he wanted the device, offering $500 for each device that man would build him. The man told detectives he refused to do it for Stephen Paddock, telling him he didn't want to spend his life in prison. The witness also said that he had many anti-government comments and that Paddock said somebody has to wake up the American public. We are also learning new information about the timeline of Mandalay's response to the attack. A security dispatcher telling detectives they called AMR to get an ambulance for security guard Jesus Campos, who was shot before they reported the shooting to Metro, and here's why. The employee told detectives they initially thought Campos had been hit with a BB or a pellet gun. They said it wasn't until security managers got to the 32nd floor and confirmed there was an active shooter that they called 911. Security logs and radio traffic were also a problem for investigators, with an employee tasked with downloading files saying time codes on those recordings could be off by as much as 30 minutes. Well, in our next half hour, we are going to look into more witness accounts, including what people went through after the tragedy. Well, we want to get you all of this information, so we've posted more witness accounts and police reports on our website for you, ktnv.com. Well, many are dreading the closure of the 95 at the 15 this weekend, and that's mostly because it's happening during EDC weekend. But NDOT is giving us a little bit of relief. Crews will open an extra lane on the 15 during peak travel times. The construction itself starts at 10 Friday night until 5 a.m. Monday morning. EDC organizers say that they are working closely with NDOT to ensure everyone has a smooth trip to the festival. Well, the Vegas Golden Knights are just 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup Finals. You were just telling me it's getting real. It's getting real. Our team scoring the first goal last night in just seconds.
Race to the puck. Marshall Shaw to the net. He scores! 35 seconds in.
So fun. Right? My husband texted me and I thought, no, that can't be. The game just started. But that is all it took, 35 seconds for the Golden Knights to get on the board against the Jets. Jonathan Marchessault making history with that goal and another goal in the final 60 seconds of the game, making him the first player to do that in NHL history. Game 4 is Friday over at T-Mobile. So I wasn't able to watch the game last night. I had a family commitment, but I was appreciating the text messages.
It was a good
You
one.
watched it.
I did. Lots of fights last night, though, I must say. I know that's kind of part of the whole thing, but there was even once the game ended, there was a fight. So it was over, and, they were fighting right in there in the middle. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there's a lot riding on
Tension.
more and more right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
If you're looking to score some big bargains on a used car or anything around the house, Saturday may be the big day.
Yeah, Clark County's auctioning off hundreds of items, all up for grabs, and we're talking everything from cars to bikes to even this. Yeah, you can bid on a helicopter, folks. New this morning, 13 Action News reporter Tom George tells us how to score the best deal.
From 2 wheels to 4, lights, fridges, maybe you need your own medical dummy? The county's trash could be your treasure.
And they've reached the end of their useful life, so it's time to sell them off and dispose of them.
Everything is up for grabs with no reserve, meaning you can make any bid and it goes to the highest bidder.
There's no telling what it is that it will sell for.
We traveled a lot with Neil Sackmary from Nevada Coin Mart looking for deals. Some geared towards small business owners like this spreader that still works for way less than 1/10 of its original price.
So you look at a piece of equipment. So a piece of equipment, let's just say, is $50,000. Maybe you're then able to go and you're able to get it at an auction price for $1,000 or $1,500.
But for families, there's also huge deals to be had, like these bikes.
Some of these Schwinns, they certainly are in the $300 to $500 range, and most of the time they sell at auctions like this for between $10 and $50.
And then there's the cars, all maintained by the county, and you can even start them and inspect them before the bidding begins.
And it gets everybody excited because there's a lot of hooting and hollering and a lot of yelling, but at the end, everybody's excited.
Tom George, 13 Action News.
Coming up in the next half hour, you'll hear from a woman who bought one of her cars from the county and is now in the market for a second one.
Yeah, and we're going to have some advice for first-time bidders on how to beat the competition. It can be a little nerve-wracking when you go in, kind of overwhelming.
I wouldn't know how to do it or what the etiquette is.
Right.
Scratch your nose and they say you bid, or I don't know. We're going to help you so that you do know. 5:06, everyone.
Hush money for Stormy. Buried in pages and pages of the president's personal finances, we are getting a new idea of payments he made to his personal lawyer, some of which may have gone to the adult film star. The new questions that information is now raising.